Tonight is Motzei Shabbat. What is Motzei Shabbat? It's a Hebrew way of referring to Saturday night. Every Motzei Shabbat, Saturday night, I discuss here on my channel a small bit from that week's Torah reading. What is a Torah reading? The Torah reading is what Jews do every single Saturday in the synagogues. They read a small portion from the Bible, from the Torah. I'm going to discuss a bit from the Torah reading, and then I'm going to play for you an amazing song from the Haftorah, which is what is read in Jewish synagogues after the Torah reading. Let's get right into it. This week's Torah reading was called Parashat Va'etchanan, which literally means the portion of "and he pleaded." This is in reference to Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, who pleaded before God to please allow him to lead the Jewish people into the land of Israel. That is the name of this week's Torah portion. In the 5th chapter of Deuteronomy, verse 16, the verse reads as follows: Kabet et avicha ve'et imecha. Respect your father and your mother. Kasher tzivcha Adonai Elohecha. As your God has commanded. Lema'an yarichun yamecha, so that your days shall be lengthened. Uleman yitav lach, and so that you shall be fortunate. Now, the commandment of respecting parents, respecting a father and mother, is very, very strict. And there are no leeways with this. You can't do it by proxy. You can't do it indirectly. You have to do it indirectly, as is discussed in the Talmud, and as is discussed in many Jewish sources. Now, pay attention to the way I just read this verse. It says as follows: Kabed et avicha ve'et imecha. Your father and your mother you need to respect. In other words, the father takes precedence over the mother, as is brought down in Halacha. There are times when the mother takes precedence when it comes to respecting parents, but for the most part, respecting parents starts with the father, and you can't do it by proxy, as is mentioned in the Parsha of Kedoshim, which is the Bible reading of Kedoshim, which means and you shall be holy. Now, that's the first thing I'm pointing out today. And the second thing I'm pointing out today is that it says in the verse, Leman yarichun yamecha, so that your days shall be lengthy, uleman yitav lach, and so that you shall be fortunate. Now, it's worth bearing in mind that the Bible does not usually tell you what your reward will be if you abide by the commandment. It's very, very unusual that the Bible does that. Also worth noting that disrespecting parents, hurting parents, the Bible gets very strict about that. And the Talmud and Jewish sources also get very, very strict about disobeying parents and hurting parents' feelings. And it could even be punishable by death. In some Talmudic sources, it goes as far as that. And even in the biblical source, there's reference to disrespecting parents, and you could actually be punishable by death. But I won't go into that exact point today. I will actually go into the latter point which I mentioned in the verse, and that is Leman yarichun yamecha, so that your days shall be lengthened, uleman yitav lach, and so that you shall be fortunate. Now, my question is as follows. What happens if you cause children not to be able to respect their father and mother? In other words, you alienate those children from their father or their mother. What is that akin to? Is it akin to shortening their life and taking away fortunes from those children's lives? Or perhaps not. This question intrigued me, and I thought, why not look at the next verse in the Bible? Now it's worth noting that when you have a verse which leads on from a previous verse, that verse is very, very much connected to the previous verse. Two verses are not together for nothing. There's a reason why verses are together. Now, how does the next verse, which is verse 17, what I just read was verse 16 in chapter 5. Now, verse 17 in chapter 5 reads as follows: Lo tirtzach, you shall not murder. There you go. There's your answer right there for you. If you alienate children from a parent, you are effectively doing an act of murder. That's in the Torah, it's in the commandment, and it's also in one of the 10 commandments. That's my message pertaining to this week's Torah verse biblical reading. I'm going to hence go forth and play an amazing song on my keyboard. But before I play the song on my keyboard, I want to tell you what the actual verse is that I'm going to be playing. The verse reads as follows. This is in Isaiah. Isaiah said as follows: You shall be consoled. You shall all be consoled, my nation. God has said. Speak unto the heart of Jerusalem and call upon her. This is in reference to sad times had befallen the Jewish nation, Jewish people. And this amazing verse is about happiness and coming out of the pain and the sadness of Tisha B'Av, which is what happened in the biblical time, particularly in Jerusalem and throughout the times thereafter. And so after Jews were massacred and the 2 Jewish temples were destroyed, Jews were very forlorn and very sad. And that's why we read these small portions after the biblical reading. I will hence go forth and play this amazing song, but before I play it, let me sing it, as I always do whenever I play a song. But before I sing it, I want to give a bit of an introduction. I want to just say that every Shabbat, every Saturday, Shabbat Nachamu, was always known for us as a very exciting Saturday, a very exciting Saturday night. We had parties and we always had a band come and play for us in our sleepaway camps or wherever we may have been. I remember it very, very clearly. The joy we felt every Saturday night of Shabbat Nachamu, of Saturday of Nachamu. It was exciting and it was a lot of fun because a huge weight was taken off our shoulders. We couldn't do certain things during the 9 days, during the time of bereaving. We couldn't do certain things. We were very, very pleased when we were allowed to take it all off and relax and have fun. So I will sing the song of Nachamu Nachamu Ami, and then I'll play it on my keyboard. Nachamu Nachamu Ami, Yohimar Aleichem, Taberu Alei Yerushalayim, Dikiru Eileha, Taberu Alei Yerushalayim, Dikiru Eileha. Now I will play that on my keyboard. that wasn't perfect, but almost perfect. It's an amazing song, and the song always put in me a certain amazing uplifting energy of relaxing, of a weight off my shoulder. And especially now, this year, that I could play it on my keyboard. I couldn't play anything last year. I could play practically any song on my keyboard, which is exciting, but last year I couldn't play a single song. Since it is Motzei Shabbat, Shabbat Nachamu, because it is Saturday night, Saturday of Nachamu, of consoling, why not enjoy another song I'm going to play for you? This song goes as follows. Before I start singing this song, I'll actually tell you what it is in reference to, and when did you sing this song? This song is in reference to the happy tunes which will be sung again after the salvation of the Jewish people and the Jews will return to Zion. But these songs, this song in particular, is actually sung at Jewish weddings. And Shabbat Nachamu is also in reference to that time when Jewish weddings are allowed to start taking place again. This week in particular, and the weeks thereafter, because during that period of mourning, Jews did not have any weddings. So I will hence sing the song and then play it. Yishama b'yarei Yehuda, o b'chutzos Yerushalayim, kal sasan v'kal simcha, kal chasan v'kal kala. Yishama b'yarei Yehuda, o b'chutzos Yerushalayim, o b'chutzos Yerushalayim, kal sasan v'kal simcha, kal chasan v'kal kala. I ended the song the British way and the Israeli way, which ultra-Orthodox Jewish communities leave off the song, which is yeah. But it's different in America, and I'll leave it off that way they leave it off in America. It's just something I thought worth adding. That is the message today. What do you think about today's message? And do you have any idea what these various different symbols I had here today? First we had the clock, and then I had the car. Why do you think these two symbols were here? The car and the clock. What do you think this is in reference to? Please leave it in the comment section down below. I want to hear from you what you think this is in reference to. And what do you think about today's message? What do you think about my playing today? I know it wasn't perfect. Practice makes perfect. What do you think about today's message? Powerful message, no? Powerful stuff. Very poignant as well. If you like this video, why not press the like button? And if you haven't subscribed yet, why not press that subscribe button now? And the bell notification right next to it so you can see these videos right away when they come out. My name is Jessica Madden. On my channel here on YouTube, I help people raise their awareness and become very, very successful. I share the amazing tips and great lessons which I pick up every single day in my life, and I share old tips which I picked up throughout my life. Reminding you that the 100th subscriber here gets a free gift, and the shipping, that's right, for free as well. I love you so much. Sending you all high vibes and high frequency. I wish you an amazing week ahead of happiness and bliss. I love you.